Sir, we talked before the race. 4 horses in it. You are a Daytona 500 champion. How does that sound?
I can't even believe it. Yeah, I mean, it was so gratifying. I mean, we had 4 guys that were really fighting, that was helping each other out. I mean, you never know how these races are going to end, right? It's like you just try to survive. And, you know, I thought Riley did an unbelievable job by pushing at the end. You know, that shows you what teamwork can really, really do. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit. He won't get enough credit, but we feel the love. We understand exactly what he did. And
you see the spirit, the energy, and then go to LeBron's interview, Rob, about, you know, says he's unsure, NBA 24th season. Go ahead, Rob.
I want to live. When I know, you guys will know. I don't know. I have no idea. I just want to live, that's all.
Do you know when's the last time I wore a Lakers jersey? Day before LeBron went to the Lakers. You know when's the next time you're going to see me wearing a Lakers jersey?
The day he's gone?
The day he's gone on the podcast, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing a Lakers jersey.
While the NBA All-Star Game was happening, an event so irrelevant this year that even die-hard fans couldn't tell you who won, Michael Jordan was doing something nobody saw coming. His NASCAR team, 23XI Racing, just crossed the finish line at the Daytona 500, one of the most prestigious motorsport events on the planet. And Jordan didn't just show up to look pretty in the owner's box, he was in it, emotionally, strategically, completely, celebrating like a man who still has something to prove to the world.
Jordan has made his way here. Wow. Sir, we talked before the race. 4 horses.
And then there's LeBron. Asked about his future, about whether he wants to keep playing, about what drives him at this stage of his career, LeBron James looked at the camera and said he just wants to live.
I want to live. When I know, you guys will know. I don't know.
No fire, no hunger, no I'm coming for everything, just living. This is where the GOAT debate stops being about points and rings and starts being about something deeper, something that numbers can never fully capture. It's about who these men are when the lights are brightest and the pressure is at its peak. Let's be real. When Michael Jordan announced he was buying into NASCAR back in 2020, most people smiled politely and assumed it was a rich guy's hobby, a vanity project, something to do between golf rounds and Space Jam royalty checks. Nobody genuinely expected 23XI Racing to become a legitimate force in one of America's most demanding motorsport competitions. But that's exactly what makes Jordan, Jordan.
Jordan won in the courtroom against NASCAR, and Jordan won Sunday at Daytona 500. The man wins. Plain and simple.
The Daytona 500 isn't just a race, it's a 500-mile war of strategy, nerves, and split-second decision-making. It's the Super Bowl of NASCAR. And on the same weekend that the NBA's marquee showcase event was being largely ignored by the general public, Jordan's team was racing into history. The victory wasn't luck either. Jordan himself talked about the strategy, the teamwork, the collective effort that made it possible. 4 drivers working together, pushing each other, sacrificing individual glory for a shared moment of greatness. That's not an accident. That's culture. That's the kind of environment you build when the person at the top genuinely understands what winning requires.
Yeah, I mean, it was so gratifying. I mean, we had 4 guys that were really fighting, that was helping each other out. I mean, you never know how these races are going to end, right? It's like you just try to survive. And
you try to survive, and then you win. That sentence alone tells you everything about Michael Jordan's mentality. He doesn't walk into anything expecting a guarantee. He respects the process, he respects the competition, and he fights until the last moment, whether he's holding a basketball or running a multi-million-dollar racing organization. This is the man who turned a retirement hobby, golf, into something intensely competitive, who turned a franchise ownership stake into a championship-winning NASCAR team, who decades after his last NBA game is still somehow stealing headlines from active athletes. How is that even possible? Seriously, how? Now here's where the narrative gets uncomfortable for LeBron fans. And look, this isn't about tearing him down. The man is an all-time great. His resume is stacked. His longevity is genuinely unprecedented. Playing at an elite level into your 40s in the NBA is not something you dismiss, but when you put those two interviews side by side on the same weekend, the contrast is jarring. Jordan is at a trophy ceremony, barely able to contain his excitement, talking about rings and teamwork and strategy and gratitude, and LeBron, a man still in the middle of his active career, a man who should theoretically be hungry and locked in, sounds like he's somewhere else entirely, mentally, emotionally.
I have no idea. I just want to live, that's all.
Just want to live. That is not the sentence of a man chasing legacy. That is not the sentence of someone who wakes up every morning with fire in his chest and something to prove. And maybe that's fine on a personal level. Maybe LeBron has earned the right to feel however he wants about his career. But in the context of the GOAT debate, in the context of comparing his hunger to Jordan's, it's a brutal contrast. Because Jordan, even in retirement, even as a team owner in a sport he didn't grow up playing, is still performing like every single moment is a championship moment. He's celebrating like it's 1996, like it's 1998, like the competitive hunger never left his body, it just found a new place to live.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT. You know, they say in the famous Ricky Bobby movie, if you ain't first, you're last. And Michael Jordan is numero uno. He's the GOAT. He's the guy. And now he's taken over NASCAR, apparently.
Here's the thing that people keep missing in the Jordan versus LeBron conversation. The debate was never only about basketball. It never was. It's about the total package. It's about what kind of competitor lives inside of you. It's about what you do when the game is on the line, when the odds are stacked, when the world is watching. And by that measure, the measure of competitive identity, Jordan is pulling away again. Think about the timing here. The NBA All-Star Weekend, which used to be a cultural event, a spectacle, something that transcended basketball and pulled in casual fans from every corner of American life. This year, it barely registered. The ratings have been struggling, the format has been criticized, the intensity has been questioned. And while all of that was unfolding, Jordan's team was winning the Daytona 500. He didn't plan that, he didn't orchestrate the narrative, he just won. And the symbolism wrote itself. Legacy isn't a moment, legacy is a pattern. It's the accumulation of how you show up, how you compete, how you handle the moments where it would be easy to relax and let someone else take the spotlight. Jordan has never stopped showing up that way, not once, not in his playing career, not in his time away from the game, not in his ownership era. He finds competition, he invests completely, and then he wins. That's not coincidence, that's character. And LeBron? LeBron has had his moments, absolutely. Cleveland 2016 is one of the greatest championship performances in NBA history, full stop. 4 rings across 3 different franchises. The statistical longevity is mind-bending. He is, without a question, one of the greatest basketball players who has ever lived.
Dan, we had shots all night, Dan, of your fans back in Cleveland.
But greatness isn't just what you've done. It's also what you're still doing. It's also the energy you carry into a room when someone asks about your future. It's also how you talk about the game when the cameras are on. And right now, in February 2026, Michael Jordan is talking about rings at a Daytona 500 trophy ceremony, while LeBron James is talking about just wanting to live. That gap in energy is real, and it matters. There's also something fascinating happening culturally here. A retired basketball player is now winning championships in a completely different sport, not playing, owning, building, leading, and doing it with the same relentless mentality that defined every single one of his 6 NBA Finals appearances. Jordan praised his driver, Riley, specifically for the push at the end of the race. He acknowledged teamwork, he gave credit, and then he talked about rings like a man who has 6 of them and still wants more. That combination of humility and hunger is rare, genuinely rare. Most people who achieve what Jordan achieved spend their retirement coasting on nostalgia. Jordan is out here building new dynasties. There's also something deeply poetic about the timing here. The NBA All-Star Game, the event that's supposed to celebrate the best of basketball culture, happened the same weekend as the Daytona 500. And where was all the oxygen in the sports world? Not in Los Angeles, it was in Daytona, Florida, where a 63-year-old basketball legend was hugging his race car driver and holding a trophy he had no business winning.
NBA All-Star was this weekend and nobody knew about it. And on the weekend, Michael wins the championship.
That's not shade for the sake of shade. That's reality. The NBA has a visibility problem right now, and the fact that Jordan's Daytona win completely overshadowed the league's marquee mid-season event tells you everything you need to know about where the cultural momentum is living right now. So where does this leave the GOAT debate? On the court, the argument will always continue. Championships, stats, eras, people will debate those until the end of time, and that's fine. That's what makes sports beautiful. But if you're asking who is the more complete competitor, who refuses to stop winning no matter what arena they walk into, the Daytona 500 just gave that argument a whole new chapter. Jordan won 6 NBA championships. He won in a federal courtroom against one of the most powerful sports organizations in America. And now he's won the most iconic race in NASCAR history, making history as the first black majority team owner to do it. The man doesn't just win basketball games, he wins life. And while LeBron James is somewhere trying to figure out if he just wants to live, Michael Jordan is out here reminding the entire sports world why, even at 63, even in a sport he knew almost nothing about when he started, there is still nobody on this planet who competes quite like him. The GOAT debate just got a lot more complicated. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way.